Moments ago, breaking news lit up social media feeds. Mike Rowe, the man who made America fall in love with hard work, shared news few expected. For more than 2 decades, he has been the voice of grit, honesty, and respect for everyday labor. From sewers to oil rigs, he guided viewers through the dirtiest jobs with empathy. Today, however, the focus isn't on the work itself, it's on Mike at 62. This deeply personal revelation could reshape how the public sees his career and the mission he's championed for years. Early life in Baltimore. Mike Rowe grew up in Baltimore, Maryland, surrounded by stories of craftsmanship and hard work. As a child, he loved theater, music, and storytelling, developing an early passion for performance. His unmistakable baritone voice first emerged in school plays and choir rehearsals, not on construction sites. He often credits his grandfather, a master tradesman, as his greatest influence. While other children idolized superheroes, Mike admired calloused hands and quiet dignity. That respect for labor became the foundation for his future career. It was the blend of performance and reverence for work that would define his unique voice. The path to broadcasting. After earning a communications degree from Towson University, Mike pursued voice work and trained as an opera singer with the Baltimore Opera Company. His voice belonged in concert halls, but his heart was drawn elsewhere. He drifted into television through narration and commercials, eventually landing a challenging job selling products live on QVC. Night after night, unscripted, he honed his timing, humor, and ability to connect with everyday people. This experience prepared him for a larger stage, teaching him how to engage viewers with authenticity, a skill that would prove essential when he started sharing stories of America's hidden workforce. Dirty jobs, more than a show. When the opportunity arrived to host a series showcasing the country's toughest, messiest jobs, Mike accepted. On the surface, the concept seems simple. A host tackles America's dirtiest occupations, yet what emerged was much more profound. Mike didn't mock workers, he honored them. He crawled into sewers, handled livestock, and navigated industrial chaos, always with humility, curiosity, and respect. Viewers weren't just watching odd jobs, they were meeting real people. Miners, crab fishermen, sewer inspectors, and others suddenly had their stories heard. Mike turned grime into poetry, and Americans began noticing the hands that keep everything running. A household name. The show became an unexpected phenomenon. Reruns continued to captivate audiences, and Mike Rowe became a familiar voice in households nationwide. But unlike many celebrities, he wasn't known for flashy antics. He was admired as a trustworthy storyteller. By highlighting the dignity and work often overlooked, he redefined what it meant to celebrate everyday labor. Fans connected not only to the jobs, but to the people behind them. Mike's ability to humanize difficult work made him more than a host. It made him a cultural figure who reminded viewers that every occupation, no matter how messy or mundane, deserves respect and recognition. Beyond television, the mission expands. When the series concluded, many assumed his influence would fade. Instead, Mike leaned deeper into his mission. Traveling the country revealed a shortage of skilled workers and growing stigmas around trades. Witnessing the gap between education and real-world labor inspired him to act. In 2008, he launched the Micro Works Foundation, funding scholarships for welders, plumbers, electricians, and mechanics. His message was clear. Dignity isn't defined by a college degree, it's found in effort and craftsmanship. He championed skilled trades at classrooms, congressional hearings, and online, showing that respect for labor could change both individuals and communities. Returning the favor and storytelling, Mike continued to shine a light on everyday heroes through multiple projects. He launched Returning the Favor, a series celebrating unsung community champions, and The Way I Heard It, a podcast offering sharp, surprising stories in the tradition of Paul Harvey. Across media, he became a blue-collar philosopher, a storyteller who could make audiences laugh, think, and feel deeply about work, community, and integrity. His dry humor and calm delivery drew people in, but his insights often carried profound lessons about life, effort, and resilience. In each project, the focus remained on giving others a voice rather than seeking fame for himself. The toll of a demanding career. Yet years of nonstop travel, physical strain, and emotional responsibility began to take a toll. Crawling into tight spaces, lifting heavy loads, and breathing dust were part of the job, but they were also physically exhausting. Mike often joked about aches and pains, but the strain was real. Emotionally, carrying the cause of skilled labor largely on his own became a heavy burden. Behind his signature humor and measured narration, there were challenges few viewers ever saw. Today, he shared openly about needing to slow down and prioritize his health, marking a new chapter that balances personal well-being with ongoing advocacy. Stepping back, passing the torch. In a heartfelt announcement, Mike revealed he would step back from much of his public work. Leadership of the MicroWorks Foundation will transition to others, ensuring the mission continues without him at the forefront. While he isn't disappearing, his days of relentless travel and back-to-back projects are over. His podcast will continue, and he will still speak out on issues he cares about, but in quieter, more personal ways. This handoff underscores a lesson he has long promoted. Even the strongest need rest, and delegating responsibility is essential to sustaining long-term impact. Legacy of impact. Mike Rowe's legacy extends far beyond television. It lives in classrooms using clips from his shows, in apprenticeships funded by his scholarships, and in homes where families reflect on his work ethic and respect for labor. He made Americans rethink how they value work and gave voice to those often overlooked. By combining curiosity, humility, and storytelling, he showed that even the most grueling tasks hold dignity and meaning. His influence will continue through the people he inspired, the programs he created, and the countless careers he helped launch in the trades. A new chapter. As Mike steps into a slower chapter of life, the impact of his career remains unmistakable. The lessons he taught about effort, respect, and the beauty of work continue to resonate across generations. He leaves behind a culture that recognizes the value of skilled labor and the people who sustain it. By stepping back thoughtfully, he models balance, self-care, and the wisdom of passing the torch. Mike Rowe's story reminds us that the measure of a life well lived isn't only in achievements, but in the lives touched, the respect earned, and the dignity restored to work itself.